Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Disney Everlasting Podcast. My name is Matthew, and I'm here with
Joshua, and we have to start off with some unfortunate news, guys. I don't know what to say. We're rebranding the channel to 80's Cartoons Reviews. It's a choice that we decided to go forward with. I'm sorry. I hope you understand.
Anime just isn't interesting anymore. We've seen all of the good ones, and
Yeah,
all of the good
so
parts
we're
of the
only
good
going
ones.
to review bad video game cartoons from the 80's.
I don't know. Would you call this bad?
Oh,
It's atrocious.
You're right.
I wouldn't even call it
It's
bad.
a garbage fire.
Oh, it's so bad. It's the 80s. It's from the 80s, and you can tell.
I mean, you know, as so greatly provided to us that we were able to find the transcript for the first episode. The first line, would you mind reading?
Yeah, let me pull up the transcript. Here, give me. Alright, another beautiful day in the magical kingdom of Hyrule. Boring place. I used to roam the world, fighting monsters and sleeping in mud. A hero's life. Now look at me, living in a castle and sleeping in a bed. Aren't I sweet? Yuck! I'd like to know one good reason why I even stay here. And then that's just let you know, that's how the show's gonna start.
Oh, and then after that, he then glares at Zelda and says, "Oh, okay, so there is one good reason."
And then makes a comment about her,
Yeah, especially from this angle.
Yeah.
Okay, but getting into this, actually, we are covering the first 5 episodes of the Legend of Zelda cartoon.
Yeah,
It was an experience.
I remember watching this as a kid and enjoying it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Were you high?
Must have been.
Well, like everyone in our Minish Cap playthrough?
Yes. If you haven't seen it yet, go to our other channel, 80's Cartoons Plays.
No, we can drop that.
Alright, yeah.
It's Otaku Oasis Plays. We're not changing it. It's Happy April Fools.
April Fools.
At least. When this will come out.
Yeah, so check out our Minish Cap playthrough on Otaku Oasis Plays. We're probably... No, I don't think we're close to wrapping up on release dates unless we somehow finish this within a week.
It may be kind of close to finishing by the time this released.
It really just depends on what all we can get recorded between now and when this video goes up, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But anyways, so like we said, covering the first 5 episodes.
Do we want to go plot synopsis first or just talk about how bad it is first?
Let's just go with how bad it is first.
Alright, so Link is not Link. He is generic 80s douchebag cartoon protagonist.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly.
I'm trying to be nice.
No, I know.
Link's main goal in every single episode is to get a kiss. That's all he cares about.
It is very demeaning.
And luckily, he never gets one.
Yeah, although, dear goodness, the situations that he's able to force Zelda into in order to make that trying happen are very, very borderline, like, inappropriate.
I wouldn't even call it borderline. It just is inappropriate.
Not even just inappropriate. I mean illegal, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I guess if we want to be kind, there were, like, the 2 things I think that we were, like, they maybe hinted at, like, coming into the future, but... What was it? There was the one chick from episode 5 who might have been, like, a precursor to the Gerudo.
Her name was... what was her name?
I don't think it was a good name.
Sing. Her name was Sing.
Yeah, that's not as bad as I remember, but that still sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, no, it was Sing, because I remember... Because the episode title is Sing for a Unicorn, and I remember it was, like, some singular actual word for a name.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Was it, like, what the cartoon kind of invented, or almost looked like it did?
Yeah.
Zelda using a bow?
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Because, yeah, the only weapon you ever see Zelda use is... No, she also uses the boomerang.
Yeah, but like, her using a bow...
I don't know if that was in... Because the only 2 things to come out before this cartoon were Legend of Zelda and Adventure of Link, and Zelda is barely in either of those.
Yeah.
So, that might be a cartoon original thing, but whether or not they were looking at the cartoon when they came up with that is neither here nor there.
Yeah, but those are just some interesting observations that we made before we get into bashing and tearing this thing into shreds.
Yeah, I mean, this show treats the characters, or writes the characters so poorly that you almost want Ganon to win just so the show can be over.
And even then, his evil monologues aren't all that great, so I can't even root for him.
No, and the only reason I root for him is just so I can see Link lose, and because that's the only thing that brings me joy in this cartoon.
Yeah, that is the only thing that brings joy, because, man, do we want to get into just every single thing that Link did to Zelda to try and make it?
Yeah, I think
I guess just digging into it. So episode 1, The Ringer.
Yeah, I guess this is the list of every horrible thing that happened in the show, which is also just the plot synopsis.
Yes.
All right, why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So basically, after we get just kind of introduced to Link and Zelda, Zelda's like, oh yeah, I want to get like a new wizard. So we like smash cut over to like Ganon, who's like, oh yeah, I'll just go pretend to be a wizard. And so,
Speaking of Ganon, I think we should mention his voice. Sounds like he smokes 3 packs a day, every single day.
yeah,
That voice.
Oh, we should also mention that the Triforces are MacGuffins in this show.
And can talk.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, they were MacGuffins back in the day, but.
Well, I know, but I mean by like actual MacGuffins in this show.
Yeah, no, they apparently they can talk. I didn't realize that. They constantly just talk to either Link and Zelda with the Triforce of Wisdom or Ganon with the Triforce of Power.
Also, they're upside down and
They
not
are upside down,
and not golden.
I'm not sure if that's accurate or not.
No, it isn't.
All right.
Trust me, I remember that it's Link holding up a golden Triforce piece above his head, right side up,
Alright.
at the end of Zelda.
Yeah.
We mentioned this like when we were watching this, was the only time the triangle is ever seen upside down is in the logo of the first Legend of Zelda.
Which is probably all the research they did before they did this.
Yes.
Also, I think we should mention who produced this. There's probably should go into some background on the show. Who produced it? It was Fox, I think.
Well, it's on. That was
produced
the
by
network
DIC Entertainment and distributed by Viacom, and was shown on Fox, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a part of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Gosh.
Later on, compressed versions of the episodes would be shown on another Nintendo-based cartoon, which was produced by DIC Entertainment, called Captain N, the Game Master.
Yeah, I've heard that one actually isn't half bad.
Yeah.
Although, I think it's half bad for the time, which means not much.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, anything just kind of add to the first episode? I just wanted to summarize it quickly.
No, yeah, so basically every episode is Ganon coming up with some wacky plot to get the Triforce of Wisdom and failing miserably, even though he probably should win dead to rights at least a couple times.
Yeah, it's just because it's a child's cartoon.
It's an 80s cartoon. Late 80s, but still 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it very much just is,
a product of its time.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, it's... Gosh, it... Towards the end of the episode, Link and Zelda, like, try to tie themselves together up in the belt thing, and they get stuck, and...
Yeah, they get stuck, and Link apparently can undo it himself, but refuses to, saying he'll only do it if Zelda gives him a kiss. And luckily, their fairy companion, Sprite, comes in right as Zelda's about to kiss him and undoes the belt for them.
Yeah, but Sprite's not that much better. She is...
No, but at least she's always butting in and ruining it for them. Sprite unknowingly saves the day every time.
Yeah, but also is, like, for some reason, weirdly...
obsessed with Link.
Yes. Like, I don't even think it's intentional, but that's just the way it comes off.
It might have been. I'm not entirely sure. Alright.
I mean, you can check the transcript and see it towards the end there of the first episode.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I gotta find the transcript again. Alright, see also episode transcript. Yeah, this show is a mess.
Yeah.
Misogynistic. Just deplorable.
The absolute worst.
And yet, not even charming. Like, there are some shows that were somewhat charming. This just wasn't.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. No, it's... Gosh.
See why they haven't tried again. Alright, so I guess we should probably move to the second episode.
Yeah, no, I just... Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Alright, so, then episode 2 is cold spells. Oh yeah, I remember this one too. The episode starts with Zelda coming to Link and telling him that he needs to clean because it's spring cleaning time, and Link decides he doesn't want to do that, and he's gonna fake a cold. And that's the plot, pretty much. There was some other stuff. So, Link pretends to have a cold, and then tricks Sprite into believing it, so Sprite goes and does Zelda's chore. And then Ganon's plot of the week is to make Sprite's magic supercharged.
Yeah,
I don't get how he did that, but anyways, so he makes
I don't
Sprite's
get
powers...
how that's also, like, going to do anything to get him the Triforce of Wisdom.
Because distraction. I mean, it works.
I mean, yeah, just... My goodness, it's... Gosh, the plots to these things just felt like I was losing brain cells just listening to
I think
it.
they might have been. So, Sprite's magic is supercharged. She goes haywire. She's using her magic to basically create sentient cleaning supplies that clean things herself, which has horrible implications. That can she create life? Is that how strong she is? Can she give sentience to anyday objects?
I guess. Also, she's called Sprite when they're clearly fairies.
Isn't the fairy from Hyrule Warriors named Sprite?
No.
Oh, which one's that?
I forget what it's called. I think it's like some pun on like I think like oh shoot, what is it?
Well, anyways, so the sentient cleaning
Proxy,
supply...
that's what it
Proxy,
was.
yeah. The sentient
Because
cleaning
she's
supplies...
acting as a proxy for Link.
Yeah, the sentient cleaning supply she makes goes crazy and attacks her, which then brings Link and Zelda in to save her, thus leaving the Triforce unguarded, because apparently they just leave it in Link's bedroom.
Yeah.
Because that's smart.
Mm.
So Ganon goes in and steals it, obviously. And honestly, he should have just gotten away with it, because...
Yeah.
The fact they caught up with him was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, the fact that they catch up to him and then destroy his entire base. And
Yeah,
then
just destroy one of his entrances to the underworld, which apparently he lives in the underworld.
Well, no, I think they even destroy the whole thing. It's like, because, like, that's the one where they cause him to have spring cleaning, they say.
Yeah, they actually get in there. Yeah, he actually gets the Triforce down to there, and they follow him, and they get trapped in his evil jar, and then Sprite destroys it, and then they start blowing up the place. And
I hope no one puts any unnecessary fluids into the jar.
No, stop it. Anyway,
The fluid definitely doesn't start with the letter C.
Alright, that's enough out of you. Anyways, so Sprite breaks the jar, they start blowing up the place, they grab the Triforce of Wisdom and are right next to the Triforce of Power, but oh no, they can't grab it, it's about to blow, even though Link has time to run over and grab Zelda and then run back when he couldn't spend an extra second to grab the Triforce of Power.
Yeah.
Anyways, gotta keep the show going, even if it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
So they escape, and then Ganon has to clean up his base, and that's the end of that episode.
Yeah.
Alright.
Was the third one the dumb prince? Yes, it is the dumb prince guy, whose name is so freaking dumb.
Prince Facade.
What is the naming sense with this show?
I don't know. So episode 3, The White Knight. Link and Zelda are in some random town, getting Zelda's carriage fixed, I believe. And then
I do not remember.
And then they get attacked, and Link loses, because he seems to always lose in the first half of the episode.
Because they say he's the hero who saved Hyrule, yet they make him a bumbling idiot this entire show.
Yep. So he loses, and Zelda has to save him. And then One thing I did notice is that they treat bows and the crossbows like they're guns that have like loaded ammunition. Because you never see them pull arrows out; they just pull the string back and an arrow forms.
Well, yeah. I mean, I assume it's like magic that they're trying to imply, but
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought it was like, all right, interesting.
it really just kind of comes out of nowhere, especially considering the game actually has arrows.
Oh, speaking of the game, one thing we should mention is that they use the game sounds for like
everything.
and I don't know. I kind of like it.
I don't know. While I'm not opposed to it, and like I'm like, yeah, cool, okay. It's like reference to the to like the source. I'm like very much also of the same mind to be like, okay, but could you not have made something maybe original? It can still sound like it, but it doesn't have to be exactly it.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I kind of appreciated it. But with that, so they get attacked, and Link loses his sword like a freaking idiot.
Yep.
And then Zelda has to save him. And then this White Knight comes, but Zelda gets kidnapped, I think, right?
No, she just loses her bow.
Yeah. But I thought they grabbed her, and that's when the White Knight stepped in.
No, that's at the end of the episode.
Right.
No, at the beginning she just loses the bow because one of the monsters hit it out of her hand, and then the White Knight comes in.
Yeah.
Or Prince Facade, as we learned he's called.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, and I forgot. So the monsters are called tin suits, which I think they're supposed to look like the Dark Nuts, or maybe they're precursors to the Dark Nuts.
Maybe, I have no clue.
Yeah.
Cause like the monsters they use are definitely taking, I think, design inspiration from the first, which,
Yeah.
there's not much.
There's not much. But so yeah. Zelda runs out of ammunition. Then the White Knight, Prince Facade, steps in.
Yeah.
Which so clever of a name.
No, it definitely doesn't hint to what his character is in the end. No.
Yeah. So yeah, Facade steps in and saves the day, and then Zelda immediately throws herself on top of Facade, in love with him madly.
Yeah. Which I'm like, woman, you've known this man for less than a minute.
Yeah, it sounded like they had some kind of history with each other. She knew who he was immediately. It
Well,
sounded.
yeah, but knowing is different from having a history of.
True. So Facade offers Zelda a ride home and Zelda just leaves Link behind.
Yeah.
And
Tells him to walk.
Tells him to walk. And Link just does, and never goes back for his sword. So as far as we can know,
he lost his
he
sword.
left his sword behind in that village, in the roof of a village hut.
Yep.
And
to
they
be
left
fair-
Zelda's horse behind.
Yeah, no, they leave a lot of things behind and then just have them in the next scene, and it's never explained.
Yeah.
I don't think you're meant to question it, but man, like, people will catch on pretty quickly. Like, but what about this thing? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, heck, you don't even need to show it. You could just be like, okay, well, thanks to you, I had to go fetch my sword off the roof and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Alright, so Zelda and Facade go back to the castle, and Facade's just charming it up. Homeboy got the Riz for real.
Yeah.
Unlocked infinite Riz.
Yeah, again, it's just, like, formulating a plan, though, by seeing this, being like, oh, yes, but I know Prince Facade's one weakness.
I was surprised Facade went as far as he did. So basically, Ganon says that Facade won't put himself in harm's way if Zelda's in danger, which ends up being somewhat true. But
Yeah.
we cut back to Link sulking, and decides he's gonna dress up like a prince to impress Zelda so much.
God, the outfit is so cringy,
It is so cringe, and he deserved to be laughed at. Which he does. He gets laughed at. And Link sulks off again, and then decides, I'm not gonna be a hero anymore. I'm done. I'm leaving. And just abandons Zelda.
Yeah, it's not a great look on Link, but I hate to say it, but I think this is the episode where Link is the most relatable in this show.
Even then, he
Oh,
doesn't...
no, I know. I'm not saying it's by much.
Yeah.
It's not by much. It's really not. Because, gosh, is Link still an annoying little...
Turd McGurgeon.
Yeah.
So yeah, Link just runs away, and we cut back to Zelda and Facade, who they get attacked by, what was it? Tektites and Moblins.
Yeah.
Who
drag Zelda into the mud.
Facade actually does fight the Tektites and the Moblins.
Until they drag her.
Until he gets to the mud, where he decides, nope, mud is too much for me. These are my adventuring clothes, and adventurers don't get dirty.
Which, I'm like, bruh, yes they do.
Another question. Is he an adventurer, or is he a prince? Which one is he?
I mean, you can be both.
That is true.
But regardless, it's a very dumb excuse.
It's a hairy paper thin, because I will fight monsters for you, but as soon as mud's in the play, no, that's too much for me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't get dirty. I'm way too above you peasants to get even a touch of dirt on me.
Yeah, so Link hears... Actually, doesn't Link hear Zelda scream from inside the castle while he's all the way outside the castle and actively running away?
Yeah, I think he's in, the forest outside of Hyrule.
Yeah, he's in the forest outside of Hyrule, and he can hear Zelda scream from inside the castle.
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe those Hylian ears are super sensitive. Which, I don't even think they have elf ears.
To be fair, I feel like a lot of these things may have been reshot, recut, and put around a lot, because there's a lot of lip-flap stuff that just does not match up in the slightest.
Let me see if I can get a picture of Link. I don't know if he does have the elf ears. That's surprising. I'm surprised they actually gave him elf ears.
I don't think he does in the CDI games, though.
What's more canon, the CDI games or this TV show?
Yes.
Trick question. They both suck. But yeah, so Link, not bad. So Link turns around and runs back to Zelda and ends up saving the day. They throw Facade in the mud, and Link gets back his ruby that Facade stole from him at the start of the episode.
Yes.
And that's the end of that episode.
Yeah.
And then we move to, episode 4, Kiss and Tell.
The worst episode out of them all.
A Princess and the Frog story.
Well, no, I mean by the way that Link tries to force a kiss at the end.
Yeah, this one
and Zelda says yes.
This one really I don't know, because you walk that fine line of the show is from 1989, and
doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right. No, you can. No, I'm not trying to excuse it.
No, I know.
It shows. So basically, Zelda's out adventuring. The episode opens with Zelda out horseback riding and complaining because Link didn't wake up in time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this
and then
starts with that, doesn't it?
Yeah, Zelda hears a girl scream. She runs over and finds some random girl fighting a. What is it called? A Gleeok. Fighting a Gleeok, which is like a 3-headed dragon.
Yeah.
And horrible acting. And we were like, are you kidding me? Only to be real, yeah, no, it's a horrible acting on purpose, because they're not actually fighting each other. It's an act.
Although,
even after they drop the act, it's still not great acting.
Well, at least from the what is it? The
Gleeok? Yeah,
Gleeok's side. I guess that wasn't too bad.
Yes, so Zelda tries to save the woman, and the woman gets mad, saying, no, only handsome boys are supposed to be heroes that are saving me.
Which...
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, my.
That's a loaded statement that I don't want to dig into.
That's not. So, yeah.
It's just wrong.
It's just wrong. We'll leave it at that and move on with our lives.
Yes.
So, Link, so they just have this kind of back and forth until Link shows up and is able to defeat Gleeok. And the woman's like, oh, you've earned yourself a kiss for a reward. And obviously Link, Mr. Smooch-em-all, goes for the kiss, only to be revealed that, oh no, that's not a regular woman, it's a Gibdo.
Gotta smooch 'em all, gotta smooch 'em all, Link him on.
And so Link smooches the girl, she reveals herself to be a Gibdo, and oh no, Link's turned into a frog man. Not really a frog, not really a human, some horrible abomination of both.
Yeah, although for some reason the Gibdo's like, yes, I turned you into a frog. Just frog, not frog amalgamation sort of thing.
Not frogman, just frog, even though Link still walks on 2 feet. And
yeah.
Still talks.
Yeah.
But,
all that's added in there are really odd croaks that just do not make sense.
Yeah.
It's really annoying, and it's also, I think, the episode where Sprite ends up being the thirstiest towards Link, whether intentional or unintentional.
Yes. So later on, so Link looks in a body of water to see his reflection and starts crying. And Zelda says, "Oh, we'll still be friends." And then Ganon comes and kidnaps Zelda. And as Link tries to fight off Ganon, realizes that his froggy fingers can't hold his sword.
It is such the worst excuse for him not being able to fight back.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So Ganon's able to kidnap Zelda, and Link just kind of stands there and lets it happen.
Yeah.
So Link goes back to the castle and finds Sprite, and they go, and the Triforce of Wisdom sends them on a quest. Can I find the little lining lyric? No, I cannot. Fair enough. So they basically tell him to go to the wall that never ends.
Should be in there. It's like probably like towards the middle.
It's not in there. I wish it was, but it's not. So yeah, basically something about a prophecy about finding a wall that never ends, and then finding the ironwood tree, or something about an ironwood tree. I don't remember what that line was about.
Yeah, it was something like the. It was like a tree that stands still, I think.
Or a tree that never bends, or something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So Link goes to the longest wall he can find, and then, oh wow, the wall doesn't end because it goes into the ground.
Yeah.
That's logical.
Uh-huh.
And then he finds an ironwood tree right next to it, and then wonders, where do I find a witch of the wall? And then the mosaic wall comes to life and tells him that he can only be saved by a kiss of a princess. A willing kiss of a princess.
Yeah. Which really makes me question if they did allow like Zelda to give that kiss to Link, would it be considered willing?
If it was an 80's cartoon, probably.
And that's the sad part. But no, I mean, oh God, I also did not like the witch being like, oh yes, it is simple. Doesn't mean it was easy.
Yeah, Link's like, well, that's not easy, and which is like, yeah, I said it was simple. It doesn't mean it's easy. Which, I mean, is technically accurate.
But also technically cinnamon.
Just because it's simple to explain doesn't mean it's easy to do.
Yeah, but still.
Semantics. Anyway, so Link goes to the underworld and walks in and is able to get to Zelda easily enough with no issues.
Yeah, I mean, it was like very, very heavily guarded, clearly.
And then is able to free Zelda and tell Zelda, hey, I need you to kiss me just so I can become human again. And Zelda's like, well, if this is the only way. And then they go in for a smooch, and then Ganon gaps them and knocks Link unconscious.
Yeah.
And Sprite follows Link into the underworld and gives him a kiss, a big ol' smooch on the lips. And Link...
I thought you were going to say something else.
Nope. I guess I'm pretty sure it was on the lips. A big ol' smooch on the lips. And Link turns back into a human, and then they defeat Ganon, and then that's it. And then Link asks Sprite about it, and Sprite's like, well, my father was king of the fairies, so that technically makes me a princess.
Which also means that they know it's called fairies, yet she's still called Sprite.
It also means that Sprite knew she was a princess and could have kissed him earlier, but chose not to.
Yeah. Sprite's just the worst. To be fair, no, Link's
They're all
the worst.
Link is the worst.
But they're all varying shades of bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh, and then we have our final.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. At the end of the episode, Zelda offers Link to give him a kiss, and then Link about to get that kiss, grabs a fly, because one of the running motifs is he kept eating flies in his frog form, and then so just grabs the fly out of the air and eats it, and then Zelda refuses to give him a kiss, and that's the end of the episode.
I mean, there are way worse things that you could eat than flies.
Yeah, but alright, so that's episode 4. Now on to the last episode for this part. Sing for the Unicorn. You remember how that one opened?
Oh gosh, how did that one open?
So Link is standing on top of one of the towers and is about to swing into Zelda's room to try and get a kiss. And then the king comes in and it's like, well, that will never work. You need to give her flowers. Good luck, my boy. And then smacks him off the ledge and throws. So the king is okay with Link harassing his daughter.
And also, like...
encourages it.
Oh, no, and also encourages sneaking into his daughter's room.
Yeah, So as Link and Zelda are arguing with each other for the millionth time, they hear a scream and they look out and see that Ganon has captured the king. Oh no.
Oh no, may he rest in a fire.
Yeah, maybe. So
To which also he ends up in a pit, which we're not sure was fire.
it wasn't fire. No, basically it was like an infinite falling pit.
Was it?
Yeah.
It just didn't really seem like that.
Yes. So Ganon has a unicorn and throws the king on the unicorn, and Link takes Zelda's night bed or night table and turns it into a trampoline. Or no, not even trampoline. What's the thing for pools? Diving board. Turns it into a diving board, which is able to jump from one tower to the next, and is able to grab onto the unicorn by the tail until Ganon zaps him off of it, and he falls and dies. The end. I wish. No,
Yes,
he grabs onto some flying enemies and then gets knocked off again, and then
falls into a bale of...
Zelda grabs a bale of hay and puts it underneath Link, so he falls into that and is somehow, sadly, not dead.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed style.
Assassin's Creed style. Here it and I quote, "In the underworld, Ganon imprisons the king in a room with a slowly disappearing floor, until Zelda turns the Kingdom of Hyrule and the Triforce of Wisdom over to him." So Link and Zelda then go to the underworld, and Link's like, "Hey Zelda, don't touch these statues," and Zelda says, "Why? Touch."
Gosh, the IQ for these people who
And
have
then
the
Link's
Triforce
like-
of Wisdom.
Link's like, "Why? Zelda, why would you do that?" Backs into another statue, activates it. Zelda's like, "Oh no," and then touches another statue.
Gosh, and she's supposed to be the wielder of the Triforce of Wisdom.
Yeah. So they're attacked by, and these are Armos, which I think are pretty accurate, I would say.
Yeah.
So the Zeldas are able to defeat the Armos, but then a trapdoor opens beneath them, and they fall deeper into the underworld, where they find Stalfos. And then this ninja comes up
Yeah,
and
why?
defeats the Stalfos, and then attacks Link, so Link attacks the ninja. And then it's revealed to be a mysterious warrior named Sing.
Woman. Like, female warrior.
Mysterious warrior woman named Sing, which apparently his sword beam doesn't hurt humans, only hurts monsters.
I mean, I guess that's nice in a sense.
Link reveals the mask, and it reveals to be a woman who cannot speak their language. And then after the commercial break, Zelda knows exactly who she is and what she wants, somehow.
Oh, also, I just realized, but if that is the case, he could just test it on suspicious people, like, oh, I don't know, the girl from last episode?
Yeah.
The Gibdo?
Well, come on, that would require Link to have brain cells.
You're right.
But yeah, so Zelda is somehow able to communicate with her, and then it finds out that the unicorn is actually her unicorn, and she's come to defeat Ganon to get it back. So the three of them rush deeper into the underworld, and they fight on this. They fight some Lynels at the entrance, and then Link picks up a magic whistle, and they come to this giant suspension bridge. Or is this a suspension bridge or a rope bridge?
It's a rope bridge.
Rope bridge. So as Zelda and Sing cross the bridge, and then Link is dawdling behind them until Ganon comes out and destroys the bridge while Link is still on it, and he falls to his death. The end, I wish. Unfortunately, no, he's still alive, and Zelda and Sing are able to defeat Ganon, and as Zelda gets to her dad, she sees the floor fall away, and he begins to fall, and then suddenly Sing and the unicorn come from under the hole somehow, and save him.
Yeah, and they save the day.
And they come back out, and Link uses the magic whistle to get them all home. The end.
Oh, also, he tries to kiss Zelda in a typhoon.
Yes, he tries to kiss Zelda in a typhoon, and Zelda says, "No, I'm too dizzy."
Gosh, what were these episodes?
I don't know. But yeah, that's the first 5 episodes of the Zelda show.
Yeah, we still have 8 more to go. Joy.
Yeah, so you got any wrapping up things?
Not really,
This show sucks.
Yeah, it just tires out to talk about.
It is not good at all.
Nope, and yet we're still revealing the last 8, so...
Are we?
Yes.
Oh, dang it. Tune back to whenever we have the courage to watch this show again, I guess. But
Yeah, because someone said they wanted to review the entire thing.
I was before I watched it again. I have not touched that DVD since I picked it up with you back in Tucson all those years ago.
Got it.
So when I said I wanted to watch it, that was me having nostalgia for something I had not seen since I was like 11.
That would explain quite a bit.
I am fully okay never touching this show again.
We'll see. We'll see how much more we can stomach.
Yeah.
If any.
But yeah, so the show, like I've said it a million times, the show's from the 80s and feels like it. Link is constantly trying to force Zelda into kissing him. And Zelda is just okay with it.
Yeah, it really is just like, gosh, why?
I wish I knew. I really do.
Yeah, anyways, I think that'll about wrap it up for this time.
Yeah, so as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, if you haven't seen our Minish Cap playthrough over on the Let's Play channel, go check it out. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, and other than that, thanks so much for watching.
Yep, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll be back next time for another episode of 80's Cartoons Show. Alright.
Otaku, Oasis podcast, and Destiny Everlasting
Alright.
podcast. Bye.
Bye-bye.